All right, Kim. So you wanna know what I'm talking about here? I googled on my other phone here the back of your thing there, and you have multiple switches and stuff back there. But the two that stand out to me are the USB and that one there. The I think it says MIDI in. So on mine, I have almost the same things. I have mini ports too. There is my USB. It's Mac, PC, Android. And then right beside it, I have a switch there for iPhone. That's my switch to go between Apple and Android apps and stuff because this is a digital amp. And then my direct out would be your MIDI out, except I have stereo and you have one plug for mono. And then my other switch there is for my pedal to switch between my different preset tones. So what I have is I don't use the USB port to plug straight into my computer. It looks like you can do that on the Katana. And then in your Garage software, and I use Audacity, or you could use Reaper. I'm sure all three have the option for you to go into your mic inputs, and you'll probably have an actual selection for your amp. And if it's like my amp here, you do not have to set the playback feature to hear the background while you're playing on the computer, because some computers don't by default switch that part so that when you play you don't hear yourself on the actual computer speakers, but you can still hear yourself through the amp itself, if that makes sense. Anyways, so what I have is I'm plugged into what would be your MIDI port, which is the mic. So I'm plugged like I would plug into a mic, and all the way there's the cord for the mic, comes all the way to my adapter. It's a 2-track adapter. As you can see, I can plug two different tracks in here, the mic plug and the instrument plug. I don't use the instrument plug because that would require me to not plug into the amp but into the interface with my guitar cable. That is another option that you could use with this if you didn't want to plug into the amp into the computer. Some people would want to go this route because this route they get a software that I don't use with this interface, and in it has a plugin that gives you a whole bunch of digital amp on the computer. So you wouldn't be using your actual Katana Boss, you would be using whatever's on that plugin. I don't go that route, but considering it's digital and my amp is digital, theoretically, there wouldn't be much of a difference, and you might find different tones in those the cat box presets that you would on your actual amp preset, but is an option. Instead, I use the mic port on my amp, and I plug it into the mic port on my interface here, and then I have the volume controls there. The 48V in direct, I think that's my playback options. I don't remember what they do when I press them off, so I don't press them off. And then as you can see, I have my headphones plugged into the interface rather than to the computer. And that's so that I can basically record at any level I want on my amp. I can be as loud as I want on the headphones. And it doesn't affect my recording because my volume input for my mic is set to whatever would be on the computer. So if I plugged it into the computer and listened to the headset through there, it would be quieter, if that makes sense, because the volume would be a lot less. But anyways, this thing is PreSonus AudioBox i1. It cost me, I think, $130. And it changes my tone. Like if I plug directly into the USB port, I wouldn't have the same tone. I think it was a little bit more static. The transfer didn't make as much sense, and I think the interface helps out a lot with that. So in the back of the interface is the printer cord that I was talking about. There is also speakers. You could plug into a stereo set, or you could plug your iPhone into that as well. I'm not sure what the middle lock thing means though. But you see PC Mac power. This thing only turns on when it's plugged into the computer. If I unplugged it, the power would go off on it. But ever since I've gotten this thing, I have noticed drastic changes in my tone. And like I said, I can get some pretty decent quality recordings out of it. So highly recommend. You don't have to get this interface. I'm sure there's cheaper ones out there that are around $100, but definitely worth it. And if you have everything that you need, I think it's the better route than getting that adapter, because I think the adapter that you're getting, just any adapter that you buy out there is like $50-$60, and it's just not worth it, honestly. Like even something as simple as, I think I was looking for, I think it was a video adapter, or like for my PS4. Yeah, it was for the PS4, and I was looking for a VGA to HDMI, and it took forever, and this stupid little adapter cost me $50, and it didn't work. So it's not worth it, in my opinion, to go that route, because you're not even guaranteed that the adapter is going to work, because it all changes with each program. But either way, I wanted to just do that quick video to show you that's how I do my audio. How I mix it with the video is I turn off the audio for my webcam. That's right beside it. It's a very, very crappy, bad quality webcam. It's autofocus. I think that thing is like 5 years old. I got that when I first moved back from Ontario. But I plan to upgrade that eventually after the pandemic's over to get better quality videos, rather than using my phone like I'm going to have to for the collab. Anyways, if you have any questions, just let me know and I'll answer them.